Recently, I added a new character, Layla, to my indie fighting game, Nizaal. Afterwards, I played tested the character with my brother. Thankfully, the character was fun, and the game has improved a lot since the last update. However, I couldn't help but notice some flaws in my brother's gameplay. Now, admittedly, I have these flaws too, albeit to a lesser degree, but the flaw that I want to focus on in this video is extremely important to fix if you're going to play this game. And that flaw is bad Oki. Now, you may be asking, what is Oki? Oki, or OKIZEME, according to Infill's fighting game glossary, is the moment during a fighting game when your opponent... Just kidding. I'm not reading that. I mean, you can read that if you want. It's right there. But my teaching style involves more show than tell. So in pretty much every fighting game that has come out in the last 35 years, certain moves will knock you down to the ground. When you're knocked down, you cannot be hit. Not because your body is low enough to evade the attack, but because you literally are invulnerable during knockdown. And so after being knocked down, the character will eventually rise back up through a process commonly referred to as a wake up. And even during the wake up, you're still invulnerable to getting hit. You will literally be immune to all attacks until the exact moment that the wake up ends. And so if your opponent tries to hit you while you're still waking up, their attack will just whiff right through you. And so ideally what he should do instead is time his attack so that it hits on the exact moment that your wake up ends, because that's when you become vulnerable again. And if he does time his attack right, then you get hit literally as soon as you wake up. That sounds pretty bad for you. Being knocked down is a bad predicament because your opponent is standing right on top of you, waiting for you to wake up so that he can feed you a nasty combo.
Hi, how are you?
But not all hope is lost. There's a way out. As you probably already know, when you're knocked down, you can't do anything. You can try to mash buttons as much as you want, but it won't have any effect. This is true even during wake up. You can't perform any actions. You don't become actionable until the wake up is over, which happens to be the same moment in which you become vulnerable again. And so because you're actionable in that moment, then there's so many things that you can do after waking up, such as dashing, jumping, attacking, grabbing. But if your opponent is trying to hit you, then out of all these actions that I just listed, the best thing that you can do is just block. All you have to do is simply hold the block button during wake up, and then once wake up is over, you will begin blocking on the exact moment that you become actionable. And with that, you are now guaranteed safety. Just kidding. Because you see, it turns out that your opponent is one step ahead. He guessed that you're going to block on wake up. I mean, that's the safest, most basic option that you can do. So to respond to your block, he grabs.
I always forget about the grab, bruh.
Blocking is able to defend against attacks, but it cannot defend against a grab. Once he grabs you, he throws you, thus knocking you back down and putting you back at square one. This stinks pretty bad for you. But thankfully, you're also thinking ahead, and you try to stay one step ahead of him. And so you predict that he's probably going to grab you, so you respond by grabbing him. See, two players are able to attack each other at the same time, thus trading blows. But two players cannot grab each other at the same time. That results in what's known as a grab tech and will cause both players to rebound from each other. This is ideal for you because after the rebound, you're relieved of his pressure. But for him, this is not a good outcome. And so to respond to your counter response, he unleashes a galaxy bending technique, walking backwards. By walking away from you and creating some space, he escapes your grab range. And so now, when you try to grab him, it will whiff. And now you're wide open to be punished for your mistake. This technique that he used is known as a shimmy because, like the dance move, you simply move back and forth.
Oh, the shimmy?
Crazy.
But while he was playing checkers, you were playing Monopoly.
Wait, what?
So you respond to his shimmy with a delayed tech. In other words, instead of trying to immediately grab after waking up, you instead block and then try to grab after a very brief delay. If timed correctly, you will defend against 2 of his options. If he attacks you, then you block it. And if he grabs you, you grab tech it. Checkmate? Think again. Because as a response to your delay tech, he can simply delay his offense to counter your defense. And it just goes deeper and deeper. And this is OKIZEME. In Japanese, this word means wake up offense. And as you can see, it's a game within a game that you have to play every single time you or your opponent is knocked down. And if you try to mindlessly mash buttons on wake up, then you are going to lose. So it is important, it is imperative to be intentional with your every move, just like you would in a real fight. And cut. I can keep going on and on and on about safe jumps and reversals and neutral jumps and yada, yada, yada. But I think I've made my point. You need to be aware of the tools that you have and the tools that your opponent has. And you need to know when to use those tools to get around his shenanigans and prevent him from getting around yours. And just be more intentional with your gameplay. And make sure that you are trying to mix up your opponent so that you're not predictable. And that's how you fix bad Oki, is by not being predictable and not mashing buttons. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.